beginning of today's cabinet session, Prime Minister Andrej Plenković commented on the ICTY's verdict of life imprisonment that was handed down yesterday to the former Bosnian Serb military commander Ratko Mladić for genocide and crimes against humanity. Plenković expressed his government's regret that the link between these crimes and the Serbian authorities of that time had not been more clearly stated. He also regretted the fact that ICTY prosecutors had not included in their indictment the numerous crimes Mladić committed in Croatia. Today's parliamentary session began with 7 requests for a recess. The MOST, SDP, HDZ, HNS, SDSS and HDS political parties sought a recess due to the current political situation, while Živi zid called for one over the implementation of the state budget and the state of Croatia's indebtedness. Parliament today is scheduled to debate the Croatian armed forces' participation in several NATO, EU and UN peacekeeping missions. The debate of the draft 2018 state budget lasted until midnight last night. The government foresees revenues of 129 billion kuna and expenditure of over 133 billion kuna, while the HDZ-HNS coalition government stresses this budget proposal is socially responsible and has the aim of initiating the changes necessary in society. The opposition says that such goals cannot be gleaned from reading the government's draft. Yesterday's failed session of Parliament's Agricor Commission was discussed by 2 of its members on Croatian television this morning, Josip Boric from the HDZ and Gordan Maras from the SDP. The 5 HDZ and HNS members of the Commission didn't show up for the scheduled session yesterday morning, declaring that the Commission had been disbanded, despite the fact that no such decision had been officially made. Boric argued that once the criminal investigation into Agricor became official, the Commission's president Orsat Miljanić should have called a meeting to discuss its implications, but instead acted as if nothing had happened. Maras commented that the HDZ in general behaved as if the law didn't relate to them, and if there really was such goodwill from their side, then they should make sure the proposal to amend the law on investigative commissions be placed high up on Parliament's agenda. The government's draft budget for next year was the subject of discussion on Croatian radio this morning. Economic analyst Damir Novotny argued that the budget proposal was missing an important component, and that was investment, without which it would be impossible to maintain long-term economic growth. He said that a new wave of private investment was needed, and at the moment nothing was being done to stimulate that. Union leader Krešimir Sever claimed that the proposed budget wasn't doing enough to tackle the country's demographic problems or emigration. Sport, and in football, Rijeka will be in Greece tonight where they face AEK Athens in the 5th round of play in Group D of the Europa League. There will be live coverage of the match from 9:05 p.m. on Croatian television's second channel. And in Champions League handball, PPD Zagreb under their new coach Zlatko Saracevic host Barcelona tonight. Croatia's champions have not won any of their 8 games in the Champions League this season and are currently at the bottom of the table. This match against one of the strongest sides in the league is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. in the Zagreb Arena, and there will also be live coverage on Croatian television's second channel. This afternoon's forecast calls for partly sunny weather, although there is a chance of a little rain on the northern Adriatic and in mountainous areas. Winds inland will generally be weak, while on the coast there'll be a light to moderate southeasterly Yugo wind. Highest daily temperatures will be between 14 and 17 degrees Celsius, a little lower in mountainous areas. It will remain relatively warm on Friday and on a cloudier Saturday, with an ever more noticeable drop in pressure and frequent rain, which will first affect the mountains and then the Istrian and Dalmatian interiors, spreading to almost all inland regions during Saturday evening and night. Due to a drop in temperatures, snow is very likely in mountainous regions on Sunday morning, after which skies should clear. On the coast there'll be a frequent and strong northeasterly Bura wind, which will reach gale force strength on the northern coast. There is a chance of heavier downpours in places, and on Friday and Saturday there'll be variable cloud cover with some sunny periods. A strengthening southeasterly Yugo wind will bring with it ever more frequent rain.